I want to watch this. There was a barista who cried on Twitter and everybody fucking dunked on him.
So this video went viral a couple days ago from a barista named Evan.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. And like,
bro, people that shit on members of the service industry are some of the weakest scumbags on the planet. That is fucking bananas. Like, these people are doing literal, like, harder, more stress load, worse work, just unimaginable amount of fucking work. Way braver than the fucking troops. Okay, like, yeah, that person looks kind of cringe while they're fucking crying in a walk-in closet or whatever, crying in the fucking storage closet. But it's insane to me. Like, do you not see? Do you just don't understand how stressful that fucking job is? Where this person's having a fucking panic attack. They have to serve dickheads like you and I all day, man. It's the worst thing. Mentally exhausting. It's physically exhausting. You're getting shit on by people non-fucking stop. It's awful. And then people dunked on them, which is crazy. They were like, dude, fuck you. Like, you fucking piece of shit. Suck it up. It's like, bro, you're a worker. You probably get hassled at work, especially if you're in a you know, client-facing service industry job. You probably are not shitting on that person, because a lot of people have been there. They know what that's like. They know how fucking awful that shit is. So obviously, you know, they recognize it. Okay, but grow a sack? What do you mean? Absolutely, but that kid is cringe. How panicked is this kid that he's recording himself as shut it? Bro, these are fucking Zoomers, man. That's the only way that they know how to operate, okay? I'm sure Governor Cause, some dumb fucking baby brain boomer like you, had a different way to deal with that fucking anxiety, all right? We all have our different manifestations and different ways of dealing with that stress. But if you understand that it doesn't even undermine the actual stress, the workload that person is going through, then why are you even getting mad? But ultimately, here's the problem. Cringe or not, it doesn't matter. If the genuine problem that person is facing is real, and one that you yourself have even exhibited in one way, shape, or form, as all of us have. If you've ever worked a job under someone else, you experience some form of that. You have no autonomy over your life. You have no control over it. You're getting shit on by your bosses, and there's nothing you can do about it, okay? There is nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? Your employment and your insurance are tied to one another. What are you going to do? Talk back to your boss? They can rip you. They can do whatever the fuck they can. They can say whatever they can. They can put you and make you work 8 hours on the fucking weekends when you're like, come on, dude, that's way too much. And if you say no, they'll cut your hours elsewhere. They'll take money out of your pocket. That person isn't crying because they are cringe or whatever. That person is fucking crying because they have no autonomy and they recognize it. They feel helpless, as many of you at a certain point have. And yeah, this is true. 8 hours is an insane amount of time to spend on your feet making and taking orders in one day while you're a full-time college student, but even when you're not a full-time college student.
We don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place because he didn't want to be held accountable for not wanting to come in.
And also that due to the overwhelming amount of like mobile orders, customers end up yelling at him all day.
We need managers to hold themselves accountable for helping their workers. They refuse to turn mobile orders on. We need the liberty to be able to do that because there's so many mobile orders and I need to get through all of them, and then people are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready and they don't know what to do.
The place that I originally saw the tweet was on the Twitter account of Sebastian Gorka, the former deputy assistant to the...
Yeah, bro, listen, it's because he's trans too, okay? That's it. That's like another component right there. It's like the perfect double whammy. Starbucks barista, not a real worker. Trans youth, not a real worker, morally degenerate. That's how these fucking fascists operate. Meanwhile, all the people fucking chirping about this shit are people that do the same shit that my ass does. Sit around on their fat fucking lazy asses and complain about society. It's literally Matt Walsh. He's like an uglier version of me that's fucking brain broken. That's all he does, just sits there and yells about like children hospitals and shit. The fuck are you doing? What's your output, you piece of shit? You don't do anything.
President to Trump, and man with quite literally the largest head I've ever seen, Shadow Realm Hassan Piker. But on his Twitter, the video had 7.
Oh, come on, bro. How am I going to catch a fucking stray on that, dude? Look at this. Look at what he used, too. Look at that. Shadow Realm Hassan Piker. Jesus Christ.
But on his Twitter, the video had 7 million views and 15,000 quote tweets. And the replies are about as you'd expect. I feel sorry for this generation. We worked 70 to 80 hours a week. We didn't break. We buckled down and did it. We did our crying over a drink and then got back to work the next day for however long it took. We've raised a generation of quieters and moaners. This is just a typical boomer bootlicker sort of take. Back in my day, we didn't have a damn school bus. We just walked our way to school, put on our boots, walked out in the snow, and took a gun and shot ourselves in the face every morning. Back in my day, we didn't have all this iPhone crap. We'd use horse and buggy.
He's very upset because he has to work sometimes 25 hours a week. Sometimes he has to work a full shift being 8.5 hours. How many people only work 8 hours a day?
Bro, how many hours do you work a day, dog? You don't do anything. Michael Knowles, you don't do anything. Shut up. That dude's a full-time student, bro. I hate conservative pundits so much. At least, like, when I'm chirping about shit, like, listen, like, they should literally make things easier for workers. I know and recognize my position of privilege. I know and recognize that I am profoundly lucky. But what do I do with all that luck? I don't just, like, fucking turn around and go, ha-ha. If you're in a shit position, you should work super fucking hard and get to my position. It's crazy to me. It is absolutely insane. And these people don't even realize that they're like, those guys are shitting on them.
Most of these videos is them mentioning the fact that Evan is like a full-time student. So those 25 hours are added on top of, I don't know how many hours being a full-time college student is. It's a lot. But again, of course, this generation and all these woke,
these weepy baristas, they'd prefer if Starbucks had no customers.
What is this little thing in the back? I don't like.
No, what the fuck is that, bro? Yo, this dude is a freak for real. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Stop. What the fuck? Bitch, listen, I know I'm a freak, okay? I have a painting of that in a worse version of that right behind me. But I'm not Matt Walsh. Everybody knows I'm a fucking degenerate.
They would like to get paid by Starbucks. In fact, they want to get paid a lot more by Starbucks. And yet they also want Starbucks to get much less business.
Wait, what? No. They want to get paid more and work less hours. They want to get paid more and have less of a workload. It's almost like that is the attitude that every normal, smart, self-interested human being would have. That's crazy. Matt Walsh, you don't fucking work at Daily Wire spreading fascist propaganda for cheap, do you? You don't go to Ben Shapiro and say, hey, Ben, I love you, dog. Please pay me less this month. I know that we've been raking in the profits, yelling about trans children or whatever the fuck, but please, can you pay me less for more hours that I'll come in this week? No, you don't do that. Every normal human being, every normal-brained individual goes, I want to work the least amount of hours for the most amount of pay. It's just basic, super basic stuff here. Every human being does that, okay? It's normal. It's smart. It's self-interested. Bosses, on the other hand, want you to work the most amount of hours for the least amount of pay. This relationship exists between Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro too. Everybody goes through it. That's the beautiful part about capitalism, is that everyone is experiencing it, whether they recognize it or they don't. This is a contradiction at the heart of capitalism. I think it's a very normal expectation to say, hey, we need to, we're understaffed. Anyone who's ever worked at a fucking service sector job knows that they understaff these places deliberately because they know they can fucking squeeze harder and make their current workplace or current workforce work harder. Why? Well, a multitude of different reasons. One, because your employment is the only way that you can get a college education, which is your only shot at upward social mobility. Because college isn't free in this country. As a matter of fact, it's very expensive. A concept that conservatives recognize whenever they want to shit on like student loan debt relief. Another reason why people have to withstand those awful work conditions and suck it the fuck up is because their health insurance is tied to their work. Because we live in a hellish capitalist dystopia where, unfortunately, the wealthiest nation on earth simply cannot afford to pay for everyone's healthcare. Which it can, by the way. So yeah, what we just found out is that that cringe Starbucks barista is actually completely behaving in the most normal way you can and making demands in the most normal way you can. And he even recognizes what he could do potentially to make such demands and have the company respond. But Matt Walsh is getting paid to make you think that there's something wrong with that when he also operates in the same way when push comes to shove. When contract negotiations are up, when you're renegotiating your contract with Daily Wire, you're not going to sit there and be like, I want to work more hours and get paid less. You're not going to do that, Matt. So shut the fuck up, bitch.
Pay me more to do less, they demand. This is their bargaining strategy. Offer to do less work, and in exchange for that concession, request more money.
Bro, that's awesome. That's a normal thing, dog. Yeah, that's normal. Everyone wants that. That's a total normal thing.
I think the whole thing is that Starbucks can afford it. They can afford to make that happen. I think the worst of the bunch here might have to be from this random reactionary YouTuber, It's a Gundam. Never heard of him, but this video got about 200,000 views. So
this Starbucks barista is breaking down, filming themselves as if they're hiding from the Gestapo in World War II.
Is this for real? Like, is this what this guy sounds like? That's a joke, right? This got to be a bit. No shot this is like real. We went back to 2015. You know this dude, this no-face motherfucker, has a video like, why can't I say it? If they can in rap music videos, why can't I say it? That's awesome. This is Gamergate aesthetic. That's true.
This is the sort of a mission you'd expect from somebody who's in the middle of a war and they don't know they'll live. But the thing is, it's an American making coffee. This is why the rest of the world thinks we suck. Surely a union will solve all these issues.
I mean, they'll maybe solve some of them, right? That's the whole point. But I guess if we can't get them all at once and immediately, then we should just accept Starbucks doing what they do. So yeah, sure. This is so crazy.
Let's go! They got the 2016 crying liberal meme, dude. Oh, these motherfuckers want it so bad. They want it back so fucking bad, dude. Holy shit! Bro, look at yourself, dude. Look at yourself. You're making fun of this is a 2015 meme that you posted, okay? Look at the way you're presenting yourself on the internet. Look.
Okay, but this guy then goes on to compare his own work schedule with Evan's and say, you wouldn't be able to handle my work schedule.
They make me work full time on the weekends. All right. 8 hours a day. Oh my God. Say this person would be on.
I want to see more. I want to see more from this Gundam guy.
Watch if they were on my schedule, because it begins when I wake up. And it ends till I go to sleep. And there are occasions where I don't sleep for 24 hours. You little cream puff.
He's a YouTuber. He is a YouTuber, and he does YouTube for a living. I do that too, and I will tell you right now, it is not anywhere near as emotionally or physically taxing as being a barista. Like, yeah, I'm filming right now. It's 3:37 a.m., but I also don't have entitled freaks yelling at me all day for $15 an hour. If we want to talk about entitlement here, I think a perfect example of some insane type of entitlement is deliberately misgendering someone because your coffee is like 34 seconds late.
And a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready, and so they were just like talking to each other, and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard. What the fuck?
Like, that is fucking insane. These guys, in their quest to dunk on the entitled worker, are totally ignoring the dynamic between the corporation that makes billions of dollars and the customer that overpays for coffee.